best. Facebook is gone.
I'll be rating my son's toys over there, please.
Dude. Oh my gosh, I'm stripped. And then we need to do an intro after. I didn't even check my mic, bro. Make sure it's good. But we are good. We are good to go. Hey, guys. Again, thank you for joining us. This is the Process to Purpose podcast. And we are doing our breakthrough segment today.
Yes, sir.
With Robert Cedeno and
Frank Venegas, the one and only.
The second one and only. This is gonna be a good one, man. I'm actually really excited for this one. We wrote out the notes and like usually we go over it, but we're kind of just messing around today.
It's kind of in my face.
Yeah. Dude, who set up your mic? Because it looks good.
I did.
Okay. Oh, it looks good. Anyways, guys, so what we're gonna be talking about today. Well, first I'm gonna do the mission statement, even though we haven't chopped it up. But
come on.
Really, our whole goal is. Our whole goal here is to help inspire, motivate people to find their purpose through the process of spirituality, health, and wealth using godly principles and values to break through to the life that God has called us to live. That's pretty good.
You've been studying?
Yeah, I have. It's gotten a little better. It's funny because they actually asked me on Axis, to kind of share, and I did not go through that whole thing. Me on stage, I was a little nervous.
A little stage fright?
Yeah, a little stage fright, but it's fine. But today's topic is actually going to be about tuning out the negative noise.
Yep. Tuning out negative noise.
The negativity, right? Because there's a lot of negativity going on right now. Way too much for my liking, because I'm a pretty positive dude, and I know so is Frank. Right?
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on right now. It seems. I mean, there's always things going on, but it seems like a lot of more negative is being reported right now.
Yeah, and
it's real easy to get wrapped up and kind of consumed by what's going on outside. And I guess that's the biggest reason why we want to talk on this subject, because obviously we see it as well.
Yeah, and actually, before we get into the whole subject part, I just want to thank you guys again for being on here, for joining us in our process, and really just if you guys can share this with somebody, let somebody know that we're doing this. They may need to hear, maybe they're going through a hard time right now, and they're really negative on their outlook on life. They're negative on what their purpose is supposed to be in life. Really just negative overall, or really just you feel like this is something that would help them. Share this with somebody. Guys, on the Facebook, it says churn on when we go live. Churn it on, right? So when we're on. We're here every other Thursday with a breakthrough segment. And just share this with somebody. Tag somebody in it. Like it. Give a couple of thumbs up. We can't really see what's going because we flipped around all the cameras. We're trying to do it as legit as possible.
We're trying to be a little professional, trying to step our game up.
Yeah, but I think it looks really good on there, man. So
I sure hope so. So far, I also wanted to thank those of you who have listened to the podcast version.
Yeah.
Those of you who are jumping on live with us, we appreciate all you guys' love and your support. And don't forget to leave a review on our podcast. It does make a difference for us. It kind of lets us know that we are doing what we're out to try to accomplish.
Yeah, definitely. And we've actually been getting a lot of 5-star reviews. I went on there. I think we had maybe 10 5-star reviews.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's a good start. So go on the podcast app and give us a 5-star review. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We haven't brought that up, huh?
No, we have not.
No, so that's good stuff. All right, cool. Awesome. So really, before we get into it, or let's get into it actually, what do we mean by when we say the negative noise? So what does that mean to you?
To me, I mean, really the negative noise is anything that's not helping you grow. Anything that's not helping you become a better person, anything that's not just propelling you to be a better version of yourself. So that can be sitting there watching the news, sitting there listening to people gossip about other people, sitting there and just being negative about yourself, not loving yourself, or just allowing any type of negativity to just bring you down. Yeah. Social media, even just swiping through, and sometimes we just fall guilty of just swiping through negative stuff, and we start thinking about it. So that, to me, that's kind of what it means.
So we're actually going to go into all that, the consumption of negativity, because there's a lot of it out there. And so what the negative noise means to me is kind of the same thing, right? Just people allow the negativity to affect their day. and it's coming from everywhere. So a lot of times they're not even aware it's happening. A lot of times they're like, hey, man, I can't do that. I can't, because in back of their mind, they're already set on so much negativity going on around their life that this can't happen. This can't happen for me. So I feel like that's what the negative noise is. It's just a lot of times it's a self-talk in your head too, because that could eat you up sometimes, man.
For sure.
But it all goes along with everything you've been consuming, everything that you've been watching. So all that adds up, right?
Right.
So yeah, man, the next one we're actually gonna go. So what's the importance of being positive and acknowledging there's plenty of negativity out there? So like kind of how we're talking, there's sometimes we don't realize that it's around us, right?
Right.
It becomes a way of who we are. So I know, a lot of times people can allow TV to consume them, right? So a lot of time on TV, so and then a lot of time on social media,
right?
But if all they see is negativity the whole time, then what are they really getting out of? How can they become positive out of, how can they acknowledge that there is negativity around them and like say, hey, you know what, I'm more than just this negativity,
right?
What do you?
I think I definitely think it's a challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
If I sat here and said, oh my gosh, it's easy to just be a positive person all day long, I'd be lying to you guys. I'd be lying to your face. Because it's a challenge. Hey there. Almost took our mic out, bud.
That's my mic, dude. Got excited.
It is a challenge because it's sometimes it's the closest people to us.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's our coworkers. And if that's around you all the time, you start almost believing that is the reality. And the cool thing is that we actually get to choose what our reality is. That's the awesome part. But like I said, it's real easy to just, let's say you have an 8-hour workday, 9-hour workday, or you're running a business, whatever it may be, and you're implementing your effort all day long, and you're just all out of energy, and you show up to a negative environment. If you have no more fight in you, it's gonna start just dipping in your head, and you're gonna start believing it.
It'll start eating you up.
It definitely will start eating you up, and it's just it's an energy, and like good energy, like bad energy, whatever you give your energy to, that's what's going to become, because what you think about is what you bring about. That's just the bottom line there.
Hey, yeah, and a lot of times we like to make excuses why we're being so negative,
right?
So we like to blame other people that, hey, well, they're this way and I grew up this way, that's why I'm this way. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that family like that talks a bunch of smack about each other, and that's just the way they grew up. So there's just been around negativity forever,
right?
And we I'm sure we know a couple of those people that are like so negative towards their family, and I'm guilty of that sometimes. Yeah. I'm definitely I think I struggle more with my family than with anybody else, to be honest. Like just the negativity that's been around, and so for me to be that positive guy that I always want to be around my family, it's tough for me, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, it's tough because like I have a mindset of like, oh man, like, you have to be positive everywhere, but then sometimes I don't do that when I'm with my family, which it shouldn't be that way, That's on me. It's not on them, really.
Right. So
I can't make excuses, well, they've been negative, because most of the time they're not. Most of the time I'm just like, man, I don't agree with what they're doing, or I don't agree, like, something that's happened. It can be something little, right? And I just become negative. And generally, I like to be a positive guy.
Right.
So I have to keep reminding myself. So I have to acknowledge that, hey, yeah, I am negative when I'm with my family. Mostly, I can be, and I know this. So I have to be like, hey, okay, I'm being negative right now. I'm being the little, the party pooper,
the Debbie Downer.
Yeah, the Debbie Downer. Let me be positive. Let me be the person that I am. All the time, really. It's just really when I get to my family, for some reason, I decide to like, nah, man, I don't agree with what you're saying, but
and really, it almost becomes like a cycle.
Yeah.
You're around a certain environment for such a long time. Naturally, you just kind of tune into this little mode. And I've been there before, and it's easy to just switch into that kind of heavy feeling of where you don't have much to say, and you kind of just let it linger, and you kind of just it is what it is. But like Robert's saying, it comes with that self awareness, that self reflection, recognizing how you're feeling about a certain situation, and making the decision to actually be the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, and not really feeling that negative energy. And sometimes, because there's internal issues and then there's external issues, and honestly, most times the external issues, they get the best of us way more than they should.
Yeah.
And it's things that are, and when I say external, I mean out of our control. For example, like we've heard about all the suicides that have been happening lately.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the stuff that's happening with, you know, with the immigrants and all this negative stuff, you know, and it's happening. You know, we can't sit here and lie and say it's not happening, but we still have the decision to be the light here.
Yeah.
You know, we're still in control of a good amount of situations. So the best thing that we can do to kind of fight those external issues is, you know, be powerful with our internal, you know, the things that we aren't in control of internally, and that's brightening up someone's day. That's choosing to be joyful, you know, choosing to make light of any type of situation.
Yeah, just speaking life in general, right? Like
Right.
speaking like life into yourself first before you put it actually out there.
Right.
Because yeah, man, you're right. There's a lot going on right now, and people tell you stuff, and sometimes, man, I just want to give them a nice little like choke slam. Like, hey, yo, I just want to get them up and shake them up. I'm like, wake up, dude. Like,
Yeah.
we're in 2018, but at the same time, I have to do that to myself.
Right.
So sometimes people have to get me and shake me up sometimes, and which
Yeah.
is fine. We need it, but let's talk about the consumption of negativity, because there's a lot of it going on, and sometimes it's overwhelming, right? Because you start. I mean, I don't watch the news.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch the news.
Yeah,
Right? You might say like, whoa, that's what is it? Ignorant, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people think that like, oh, well, you don't know. No, I don't.
You don't know
Like,
what's going on.
yeah,
Type thing.
like, no,
Mhm.
I don't. And there's so much like turn on the if you turn on the news right now, bet you something really bad is going on in there. They're not bringing anything really. Maybe if it's like Good Morning something. Sometimes they have like
Right.
cute little pictures of kids or something. Right?
Yeah.
Or like dogs, like I don't know, doing dog stuff. What do dogs do? Bark.
They bark.
Yeah. So
They're dogs.
they go pee and poop. So just the news alone, like that's something that you can control.
Right.
Just turn it off, read a book.
Mm-hmm.
Read a dang book. What is that from? Oh, from Hangover 3. That's probably not the best movie to reference on here.
Probably not.
Yeah, but no, yeah, the news, man, it's like so powerful, and it has such an impact in our lives, but man, it's so bad.
Right.
Yeah, you know, we talk about getting kidnapped. I mean, you got something in your mind.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? It's like choosing, because let's be honest. We're influenced. I know every single person is influenced
By something.
I don't even care if you're Tony Robbins. We're all influenced by something. And I think my opinion, it's important what we choose to allow to actually influence us. You know, I'm just going to talk real quick on the depression topic, because I used to believe that it wasn't a thing. I used to be like, nah, that's depressed. Just smile, bro. Smile through it. You're all right.
Yeah.
Look at the positives. You're alive. And the more and more I do a lot of reading, and it's actually a thing. And I don't know if any of you listeners out there ever feel like, you know, that heavy feeling, or, you know, not feeling like you're enough, or not feeling like you know, you're worthy of something. I feel like that has to do with what you allow to influence you. And
Yeah.
I get it. It is, you know, it is a thing, and I may be way out of line here. There may be someone who can school me up on this, but I think like anything, you can train yourself to break out of old habits,
Yeah,
out of old chains. It may be a long process, and I just feel like if we make little small choices over and over, you know, good choices, you know, and intentionally surround ourselves with it doesn't have to be like positive, spunky, yelling people, but just someone who believes
Can help.
Yeah, for something better than where they're currently at. I just feel like little by little you'll make progress. If you find, you know, and even if you find something that just sparks somewhat of a passion inside of you, something that makes you feel like you're important, something you're to be a part of, grab onto that and just let it pull you, you know. And I mean, we're here too. And I don't know why I just felt like I had to say that for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's listening, but I just really feel like that's been on my heart lately, and I really wanted to just express that. I don't know who's out there who feels that way, but please reach out to us, because it's out there. And I mean, being that we're on the topic, I just felt that I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks for bringing that up, because it is a real thing. But I think if you allow it to be a real thing, then it becomes a real thing. So if you say, hey, depression is a real thing and I'm depressed. So you're already telling yourself that you're something, right? So you're already living in that lie. Because I think it is a lie. I think you allow yourself, hey, there is depression. It is real, right? Because you allow it to be real. And then you're living in the lie saying, I'm depressed. Or I could even change it up and try to be positive about it. And I'm sure it's not as easy as it sounds. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are going through different things. We don't know. But if you're saying, hey, I'm a positive person, I'm happy, I'm amazing, right? Like
affirmations.
Yeah, we'll go into affirmations a little bit later. But yeah, you start telling yourself now you're declaring who you really are, instead of saying, hey, I'm this person that you're really not, because you're allowing other circumstances or even other people. You think people knew what depression was before? No, like they, you know what I mean? Like it just is something that was created and that is real, but people starting to allow themselves to feel that. And I'm sure, who knows? Because I think I've been depressed before, and that's when I like turned to other things. But now, like, I've always been a real positive dude, so I don't even know if I was really depressed or not.
Right.
Maybe I was just going through a rough time. But yeah, thanks for sharing that, man. And I like to see the different views that people have on Facebook and Instagram, because that's a really touchy subject.
Yeah. And as touchy as it is, comment anyway. Feel free to just reach out to us. Because sometimes, it just seems like all stories that I've read on are just people are surprised that the person is who that they were depressed, or that they try hurting themselves. People are always surprised because you can't really tell.
They put the mask on.
Yeah, they have a mask on, and they became a master at masking their true feelings. And I mean, if I could just empower or challenge you guys to be a little more self-aware. I'm not saying be sympathetic to people who are always sensitive, because sometimes some people just have a victim mentality. But I am saying, encourage people sometimes, because we don't know what they're going through.
Yeah, for sure.
We do not know what they're going through. And, for us to allow our anger just kind of blow that off and not really recognizing why they're always so negative, it's a little selfish, So, I just want to encourage you to keep that in mind, as you go throughout your day.
Yeah, and I think we struggle with that, bro. I think really, like, you and I kind of have the same personality. We like messing around a lot. We're always happy. We're positive. We're shaking people up. We want to slam a couple of people around. And I mean, that's really who we are. And so when that we have the negative person, like, we kind of shut them out. You know what I mean? Which is not good. That's not mean that we're supposed to love on these people. Yeah. Because there's even I won't mention any names, but like I'm in the office and I'm like, bro, like, no complaining, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear. I don't care, like, that you have problems with your escrow. Like, I don't. I don't. Like, I'll hear you out, but I don't care, because guess what, bro? You're blessed. You're so blessed that you have this career. You have this opportunity in front of you. There's people in another country who don't even have water, who don't have food, bro, and you can just get up and go to the water fountain and drink or get water out, and you're complaining about. So, like, that's when I need work on too, complaining. But yeah, let's go back to the consumption of negativity, and let's talk about social media. Ooh, social media. It's a beautiful thing, but it's also an ugly thing.
Yeah, it can be, feel that way too.
Oh yes, it can. And I think this goes along with, like, fake news, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I love talking about fake news, because I think that's like my what is it?
Your niche?
No, not my niche, dude. It's my
your pet peeve.
Yeah, my pet peeve, definitely. Because, like, I don't know, I just can't. Again, I'm trying to be positive here.
Yeah.
But
breathe.
But we know there's oh, my mic. My mic is good. We know there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on in the world. There's a lot of things, like, going on with Trump and all this immigration stuff. And I get it. Yes, you're passionate about it. But posting fake stuff or posting more negative stuff is really not gonna help a soul. It's really not. by you posting it, hey, well, so and so kills another person, or so and so separate from, like, what is that? What is it doing? Yeah, I get it. It's building awareness, right? But from there, it's building hatred, right? Hatred. Yeah, hatred. It's building. You only had to say it once.
HATRED, I think.
No, bro. Let's not get into spell. I don't know how to spell. So but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I think, and I'm gonna go on a little bit about. I'm gonna go on a little rant. You know. But that's what we're doing. We're putting hatred out there and saying, hey, you know, our president sucks. And I don't want to get into no political thing, because that's not my thing. Because I don't know about it. I don't care to know about it. I really don't. Because I'm not gonna post something and then be like, oh, post, and then not do anything about it. You know, you hear what I'm saying?
I got you.
If I'm gonna post stuff, and I'm posting about love and positivity, I'm actually doing something about it every single day.
Right.
At least I'm attempting. I'm not perfect. I'm negative at times.
Right.
But I'm doing something about it. If you're posting something, you can't find a solution. If you're not the solution, then why are you posting about it? You're not doing anything about it. All you're bringing to the world and people around you is more hatred. And we don't need more hatred. Right? You know what? You see where I'm getting?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, build awareness. Cool. Right? Go do something about it. Am I wrong?
Nah.
No, and that's what happens a lot. And, man, it really just gets me upset. It just
and now to our commercial break. My cousin needs a little break.
You know what I mean? But
yeah,
like what I was really trying to get to is so many people are focused on like what's going on out there in the world, which is great. It's a great thing. Go do something about it. But they're so focused about what's going on in the White House and not worried about what's going on in their own house. Their marriage is falling apart. You know, not to like pick on anybody, but your marriage is falling apart. Your kids don't even know who you are, right? Your family doesn't know who you are, but yet you're worried about people that you don't know,
right?
In a sense,
right.
Or what's going on in the White House?
Yeah.
What can you do about what's going on in the White House? Nothing until you become a congressman, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously you're not getting enough people to vote for your side, so go out there and go on your own campaign. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little too crazy with it, but this is how I feel, right?
Yeah.
Worry about what's going on in your own home first. Then once you work on that, nobody's perfect, but once you work on that, then you can move on to something else.
Right. No, yeah, I agree with you, and I feel like
done. Drop the mic.
I feel like social media, like you said, it's a beautiful thing, but it is an ugly thing. Because before, I mean, I'm not that old, obviously, but before, most of the reporting that we got was from the news, and now we all have access to social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know if you're still on MySpace or School Loop. No,
School Loop. Your kid has F's.
Yeah,
but failing.
But but we have direct access to this, and it's a little dangerous, you know. And I feel like now more than ever, with that direct access, people are falling into that negativity as easier compared to before. And I think if we, you know, if we're intentional about what we follow along on social media, if we're very intentional about what we allow in our heads, a lot of things will change. And it's little things. It's just even if you have to go and unfollow a few pages, or
for sure,
or not, you know, not make it a habit to search up a certain thing on your downtime. You know, just give it a shot, try it, and see what type of different perspective you have. And now that we're on the topic of social media, also be very mindful of this is something I've learned, me personally, worked for me. Be very mindful of the people that you choose to follow, I guess you can say. Yeah. It's a thing now. Now you got to be careful with who you follow. It's a thing. It's something important, because you can very easily be discouraged by following the wrong people. You can start trying to become someone who's actually, you know, not you, for following the wrong people.
Yeah.
Your opinions, your insight can be, you know, mixed up and not authentic because you're following the wrong people. And I mean, really just allow things into your head that, like I said earlier, make you more of a loving, giving, serving person. That whether if they inspire you, if they motivate you, you know, be intentional about trying to get those things into your head, because it's funny. It's funny that negativity, we kind of crave it. In a sense, we don't even know it, but we kind of like that feeling because it makes us a little bit, it gives us like a little adrenaline rush, and we almost like a lot. I think a majority of people are pretty sarcastic nowadays. Majority of people always have a comeback, or always just they kind of get their chest pumped up a little bit when they're ready to argue, and a lot of people will get stuck up in arguing online or doing things that are honestly irrelevant. They don't really pay our bills. Unless you get paid to be on social media, that's another thing. But a lot of that stuff, it doesn't put food on our tables. It doesn't really make us a better person. And most times those arguments, they don't even go anywhere because both sides of the party always feel that they're right. Mm-hmm. You know, so just little things like that are things that could be controlled. Especially if you're a parent, and you know, if you have you have kids, your kids who are gonna be looking up to you, because pretty soon our kids are the next generation to be on the phones. And if we kind of develop those habits, I guess those good habits now, we're gonna be a little more of a positive person, and maybe able to actually genuinely tell our kids, hey, it's best if you don't do this on the internet because blah 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 type thing.
Yeah, no, that's really good, because you can be easily consumed by everything that's going on there. And I know when I was looking at some pages, I was like, bro, I need to unfollow Dan Bazarian.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there, man.
Yeah, man. And so, like, and even going back to, like, going into, like, arguing with people online and stuff like that. I did it the other day, bro.
Yeah, I seen that.
My buddy, he commented on my post, and I felt so bad after. I'm like, dang, I didn't have to come at him like that.
It feels good at the moment.
It did. I'm not gonna lie. See, now I'm guilty of it, guys. And that's why we're doing this, because we're struggling with the same things. And I felt guilty after. I'm like, man, I didn't have to come at him like that. Like, it's not his fault. He only has 300 followers. I'm just kidding. No, but that's how our friends grew up. We grew up talking a lot of smack to each other. So it's really easy for me, to go back to that person. And that's all we did was talk smack. So guys, don't let like little things like that bother you. All he said was that he was going to unfollow me. And I should have been like, cool, bro, unfollow me. Mm-hmm. Sick. But instead I went like off on this whole thing, and for no reason. And then he's one of my he's one of my good friends, so I shouldn't have done that. But
did you? I'm kind of throwing you off here. Did you feel like you had the choice of responding or not responding before you did, or did you kind of just boom off tangent? You just did it.
No, I did have the choice, and I knew I had the choice, and like literally, like it was probably like 5 seconds after I actually was like done, was like I felt bad, literally, and I went to bed and I felt really bad, and I was like, man, I shouldn't have done that. Why did you have to do that?
Yeah.
Instead of spreading some love, being like, hey, bro, like, why don't you tag somebody in this post because it's good. Yeah, no, I was being negative. And I was trying to put him down to make myself feel better.
Right. At least you're aware of it.
No, and I am. And I felt it, literally, bro. Like, it was like this, and I was like, you stupid kid. And that's how I felt. Like, I felt like a little kid, like, arguing with somebody.
No.
And I know I'm above that. I not like now that sounds kind of weird, but like I guess beyond that, because I shouldn't be that way with people. I should be spreading the love, like I always say, and being positive. And I got a little glimpse of just being negative right there, and just hey, we all working. We're all working. But what are some practices that we actually can use to stay positive?
I'm gonna continue.
I think we kind of covered some of them already, right?
Yeah, I think we did, but I think I'm just gonna continue to speak on the self-awareness, self-reflection. Just taking, even if it's 2 seconds, to process something before you actually let it impact you, let it make you feel a certain way.
Bro, are you adding me right now?
Huh?
Are you adding me right now? At me?
Oh no,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think that's one. Whether it's on social media or in your actual reality, in your real life, choosing, because this is how it is. Everyone has their own truth. Everyone sees the world differently. So when someone comes off a certain way, that's just the way they see their life, their world. So when they say something that doesn't, help someone grow, it's really just, that's because that's the way they see their world. That's the way they see themselves. And honestly, it's something that should be, how can I word this? It's something that we have no control over to begin with, because they already have their own beliefs.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't just try to change someone if they're not ready to change yet.
Just gotta show them the love, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, what helps me is my affirmations. I've said it over and over and over. And it's something that I've been actually really consistent with.
Mm-hmm.
It's my affirmations, telling myself, hey, you're a child of God. I honor God with everything I do. I'm respectful. I'm loyal to my wife. I love my wife. All this good stuff, right? And then I start saying, hey, I inspire people. I motivate people. I am the light in people's life. Whatever the case is, I put out there what I believe that I should be. Maybe I'm struggling with it at the moment, but I say, hey, this is the person I'm gonna be, because I need to be this person, because God has called me to be this person, right? So I say that, and then sometimes it doesn't work out the way, but I keep reminding myself every single morning, this is who I am, this is what I'm gonna do.
And that we're on the subject of best practices. I'll give you like a little secret sauce that's kind of just helped me. The sauce. Throw some mustard on that. Now the sauce.
Sriracha.
It's kind of like a little cheat code type thing. It's surrounding yourself with people who are where you want to be. And I've said this before. And I'm going to say it again. It's surrounding yourself with people who are where you want to be, and it could be mentors, it could be people older than you or already a little more successful than you, because you're going to see the amount of growth that they've had in their life, and you're going to see that there's a gap in between you and between where they're at. And that's okay. That's not a discouragement type thing. That's all right. I have that much space to fill, and that's how much I'm going to grow. Because when you're surrounded by something like that, you're almost forced to become a different person, and this different person is a better person. Yeah. And I've always sought out mentorship. People who were already, for me personally, people who are already married, people who already had kids, they're already established in their career and genuinely look like happy people. I'm very intentional, even to this day, about surrounding myself with them. Yeah. And I'm talking like these dudes are like 40, 45 years old, 35 years old. And, not everyone has it all together, but these guys they're great men. And for me, it's surrounding myself with men who have different insight and different perspective. And the good thing about that is the reason why that works in that way is because they've already had their mistakes. They've had their fair share of setbacks, and they've experienced enough life to where they're able to love on you and tell you, hey, I've been there before, but you're gonna get through it, and this is how it's gonna look when you get outside of the other end of the tunnel. Yeah. So don't worry about where you are. Don't stress over it how you're stressing over it. Don't feel anxious about it. Don't be impatient, because this is a part of the process, and these are men who have actually lived through it. And you can't go buy wisdom. You can't just go to Target, hey, I want to buy a bag of wisdom. No. You have to go through it. You have to experience it. And there's people out there that love you that you just have to reach out to. Yeah. And it's there. We just got to look for it. We got to stop looking for the other stuff, and we got to look for the good stuff, so people can speak life into us and listen, be an ear for us and understand what our passions are, what our goals are, what our struggles are, so we can actually implement steps on becoming or achieving what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, that's really good, man.
That's just a little secret, that I kind of adopted. I think I was like maybe 19 years old.
Yeah, and I would say you do a really good job of it. I think you're better at me than at actually approaching people and asking people. I get a little more like, I'll figure it out, kind of. Yeah. Which isn't always the best, but at the same time, like, I don't wait, for somebody to give me the go. Right. I just do it. But at the same time, there's a lot more bumps in the road that I have that I shouldn't have to go through if all I had to do was just ask somebody that's already done it. Yeah. So that's really good, man. Thanks for sharing that.
Of course.
And just overall, man, the solution is be more positive, right?
Choosing making the choice.
Being aware, right? Like we said, acknowledging that, hey, I am being negative right now, or I can be negative at this time when I get home. I'm really tired. Whatever the case is, whatever excuse you have, acknowledge that the excuse is there, and then decide that you're going to be positive. And
also another thing, you recognize, try to recognize what makes you feel down. What makes you feel a little gloomy. Recognize what it is. Tomorrow just go about your day and recognize what makes you feel a little angry or a little aggravated or a little sad or a little upset. And if you can go back, reflect on it and go back to it, and okay, well, what's the flip side? What's not going to make me upset, or what's not going to make me sad at that moment, and find it. And if there's if there's really there's no other side, no solution to it, then just leave it alone, because it's not gonna make you, it's not gonna break you. Just leave it. Don't even give it your energy. Don't give it your attention.
Yeah, it's good. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. I was thinking of too many things at one time. But again, thank you guys for being on. We love you guys. We appreciate everything. We appreciate the feedback. Again, go find us on the podcast app at Process to Purpose. You can see all our episodes there. I think we're close to 15 episodes or so. Go check it out. Let us know what you think. Share this with somebody. Give us 5-star ratings.
Yeah, and again, I'm gonna throw it out there. If you guys have any ideas on topics that you feel that are important to you,
yeah, that's good.
Message us. Just drop a little comment, because we want to talk about things that are important to you guys, and obviously important to our listeners and to ourselves. And if we can't speak about it, believe that we're going to find someone who can speak about that topic.
Yeah, definitely. Because
like we said before, we're a community, and at the end of the day, we just want a community of loving people who all want to just prosper and become better versions of themselves.
Yeah, good. So what color bow are we going to put on this one?
We're going to do the silver and black this time.
No. That's good.